We are live. Welcome, y'all. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We still trying to get these lives going. Be patient with us real quick. 1 second. Okay. We also live on Instagram right now too. All right. So everything working. All right.
Wow.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you all for who's tuning in. Thank you all that's tuning in. I welcoming you all right now. All right. Okay. All right, y'all. Welcome to season 2 of the Purposeful Talk podcast. I appreciate you all so much for tuning in today. I know that it's been over a year, well, really like a year and a month since I did our last episode. And I had to be patient and wait until we get the right person to talk about the right topic to when it feels the best to get into this, okay? So right now we're gonna go into toxic relationships with Kanetra. She's going to talk about her experiences. I'm talking about my experiences, and we're gonna talk about the benefits of relationship. We talk about family, friends, odd scale of things. So we're gonna get into that too for you all today. So I'm gonna let Kanetra take the helm on, let you know a little bit more about herself before we get to this topic. All right.
All right. Hello, everyone. First off, I want to say how appreciative I am to have been chosen as a guest on a podcast because honestly, I didn't think I was interesting enough for my Rucker to even care about my thoughts on anything. So I really do appreciate that. I am Kanetra Lachey. I am a Memphian here. I am an entrepreneur, mom, God fearing, all the things. I am soon to be the biggest event planner here in Memphis, period, because I'm going to speak that into existence. And yeah, I'm excited because I know a toxic relationship. So how do you want me to start off? You just want me to just give a backstory or give an example of a relationship that I was in that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
toxic or what?
you can
What we
start.
do?
Yeah, you can start whatever you want to start. It's
Okay.
up to you. Whatever best for you.
Okay. All right. Because I'm gonna be real transparent and real honest on here because I don't care. Judge your mama. Because we all have been through a lot, and some people haven't. And honestly, I commend the people who haven't, who has enough self worth or self appreciation that they don't put up things that toxic relationships come with. Me, I was not one of them for a very, very long time. So I am now 30 years old. Let's say I've been in relationships since I was like, what? When did we start calling ourselves dating? Like 16, 17. So from
Yeah, sound about right.
that point, yeah, so it was all toxic. I'm gonna be honest. It
Hmm.
it was all toxic. And a lot of the times I too was toxic, but I didn't know that I was toxic because of my behaviors and how I showed
Hmm.
things. So we wanna we wanna go into like social media, how we glamorize being toxic. So guys will be like, oh, if she not pulling up, threatening to bust my windows out, threatening to flatten my tires, I don't want her. That's toxic. I was never that type of toxic. I wasn't busting windows out of cars. I had this number one rule for myself. Like I would never destroy any personal items for real that is of
Hmm.
value. So I wasn't smashing PS5s. I wasn't keying
Cutting
cars.
up
I wasn't
Jordan.
slashing tires. But I was the one that was like, you know what? just go ahead and walk out like the rest of them did, and go ahead and do this. And why are you doing this to me? I don't do anything to you. I'm this, that, and the other. Like literally the one that will be begging for answers, but would not
Mm-hmm.
leave. And all of that stems from my past, my trauma growing up, my childhood trauma. And
Yeah.
a lot of people, whether they want to admit it or not, their their toxicity when it comes to relationships all stem from their childhood traumas. So I had
Mm-hmm.
all the traumas. I had abandonment issues. I didn't want to be alone. I couldn't be alone because that in itself was
Mm-hmm.
I was more afraid of being alone
Mm-hmm.
than being with somebody who made me feel alone because I
Mm.
physically still had them there. So
That's deep.
I would put up with I would put up with a lot, and it came from my childhood. I did not have the parent situation. My dad wasn't around, and my mom, she was going through things, so it was just me and her. So I
Mm-hmm.
learned that no matter how a person treats you because they're going through things, because she was going through things, she did verbally abuse me a lot. She said a lot of mean things to me,
Mm-hmm.
and she would apologize. Sometimes she don't. Sometimes she will, depending on how outrageous her rage got. And that conditioned me to stay with somebody that I felt loves me, even though they treated me a certain type of way. Did my mom love me? Absolutely. She
Mm-hmm.
absolutely loved me because nobody could treat me the way that she treated me. She would not
Yeah.
allow somebody to be mean to me. She would not allow somebody to belittle me. She would not allow somebody to make me feel less than. But when it came to her own traumas that she never dealt with at her big age, she had no problem doing those things to me. That conditioned me to be with people who I was like, well, I know they love me because they do this, and
Mm-hmm.
that, and the other, but they didn't really like me, or they made me feel less than, what I I was. And that was pretty much the gist of all of my toxic relationships. Me staying with people who one were going through the exact same thing. So they had their own issues. They had abandonment issues. They wasn't being heard as a child, and they didn't really know how to communicate, and this is that and the other. And it was
Mm-hmm.
just a cycle. It was a cycle for so long until I got into my mid late 20s. And
Mm-hmm.
you hear me saying, like I said earlier, 30 now. So I had to go
Mm-hmm.
through a lot, but all of those was lessons, and I wasn't learning those lessons. So God constantly brought me people to finally get to the point where I am now.
Man.
So that, so yeah,
That's deep.
that's
That's deep.
the song story.
That's a lot of you hit on a lot of the stuff we already gonna talk about, and like it's deep what you talking about. When you talk about, our first love that we experience in our lives are our mothers. So like that's the
Mhm.
person is there when we first arrive on earth, and that connection is like the first initial connection of love and how we interpret that. So like you said, like if your mother was being verbally abusive and stuff like that, you're gonna connect their love to a man that's verbally abusive, and you interpret it as love because your mother did that. So I think there's a lot of times where us as a people, we don't understand how deep the rabbit hole goes, but we have to do that for ourselves to get to understand that this stuff is toxic and is not right, and this is the way we correct it. And that's what we're gonna talk about today on how we correct this. Like your journey, you had a lot of self growth and empowerment to get to where you're at now. Like there's nothing that just happens just by you just being eternal. You had to change your environment, had to change your mindset. Like you can even honestly say right now your mentality now is not the same you had when you were 18 years old. You can say that honestly right
Yes.
now. And it's just facts because when you're around the right people, and you're doing the right things that you want to do in your life, you're going to be able to do things correctly in the right direction. And I think that right now in your life, you're experiencing the happier part of it, the peaceful part of it of life. Like there's a lot of women and men is living this hard life, just like like just pounding life like it's supposed to be this hard thing in the matrix. It's not really that hard thing in the matrix. You just got to change your mentality on it. Do whatever you need to do to get that clarity, and that's what releasing from a toxic relationship will do. I've experienced it myself too. Like you talked about, like I experienced toxic relationships in my life, and I realized things that may not have been the healthiest for me to be a part of. Like I was a person that always tried to prove every single time. I had to prove, oh, I gotta prove my love to you. Like, why? If you don't want me, you don't want me. You know what I'm saying? Like my first like relationship, I was like super super in love with her, and I was like do things to prove to this woman that I love you so much. Like I got this for you. I got this for you.
Pleaser.
Yeah, exactly. And you be like, what am I doing? Like what am I doing? Like why is this 15 or 14-year-old black man trying to prove to this girl that's the same age as him, like that he loves her or likes her? Like why is that a thing? Because it's programmed. Being in a single parent home with my mom. This is how you treat a woman. This is what you're supposed to do, blah, blah, blah. Not saying she was wrong. What she taught me is just that level of love is not going to be accepted by somebody that see it differently. It's not going to never connect. And it didn't connect. Like it finally connected, which is a quote that I just learned, is like a man is most appreciated in his absence. Like when I left for the military, that girl loved me so much when I left. Like this girl loved me to death when I left. When I was in Memphis though, just showing her whatever, it was different. But when I was gone to Texas, gone. I was getting letters, pictures, all this stuff. It's the truth. That's what I experienced. So
actually, I have a
yeah,
story about
what
it.
happened?
So
Yeah.
it's not in that sense, but it's still in that sense. I finally got to someone who was not toxic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he never grew up with the same, like he's never been depressed. He had his mother, his father wasn't like in the home, they weren't together, but he had a loving family, grew up in a loving family. We finally got together. It was literally the best relationship I ever been in as far as a man. And
Oh snap.
he really took care of me and was so patient with me, like literally all the things that I have not experienced before. So my traumatized ass doing the one thing that popped up into my head, it was like sabotage it. Sabotage this
Dang.
because you don't deserve this, because you don't know this. You don't know how
Whew.
to respond to this. So I feeling like I didn't deserve somebody to love me like that because I literally have not experienced it. I fucked it up. Fucked it up and I hurt him so when they say hurt people, it was me. Like if that phrase was plastered somewhere, my face would have been right next to it because I tore him down to the core. And it wasn't because I hated him. It wasn't because I tried to. It was because I then knew I was fucked up. I always knew that I was mentally messed up. But my thing back then was I didn't want to be. I was diagnosed with severe depression, or
Mm.
or it was something chronic critic something, and I didn't want to be one labeled as crazy, two get offered medication, and I thought
Mm-hmm.
that I could battle these things on my own, and that was my downfall. And for the longest time, I beat myself up because men, once they heart get broken, they don't care about you no more. It's like over most of the time when you hurt a man,
Yeah,
they not coming
there's a
back.
hard. I'll live right there when you finish, but
Especially,
yeah.
especially a man who isn't toxic in
Mhm.
himself. He's not coming back. So it took me a minute to recover from losing him. in an intimate way. He set a boundary and we just never got back to it. So it did take me a minute, but I'm not gonna lie. Losing that relationship was enough to get me on the path that led to me being here right now. So
Man, that's
that's
deep.
my story right there. So that absence is real because it got real out here after that. It got real ghetto after that. And it went back to the
It get like that
dating
because sometimes the dog gonna come out, it'll come out.
club.
And that was the same thing with my ex when I was just telling you about same situation. I was about to get on a flight to see her in college. Now, mind you, I was in Texas. I was getting the flight to her college where she was at, and this was like 2-3 days before Thanksgiving. And my flight left the day before Thanksgiving to go down there. So I'm over there
Mhm.
chilling. I'm outside with my boys, military. We outside, all this stuff, and I'll never forget this day. So I'm outside chilling. I'm just like, hey, whatever, I'm chilling, whatever. I get this like 5 paragraph essay on my phone. Literally looking at my phone like this, like how Drake was, like whole message telling me basically breaking up with me, right? So I was like, what? I said, I bought a ticket. I'm coming tomorrow. Like I'm literally about to leave out tomorrow morning. Like, what am I supposed to do? And she was like, I don't know. Like, you figure it out. Like I was like, what? And it was like so frustrating for me. And then like I remember like being so mad that day. I'll never forget that was when my homeboy in the car I was talking to. I said, bro, like she broke up with me over text message. We've been together, we've been knowing each other since middle school. And we
Yeah.
break up like after 3 years of being with each other. Like, what? And it was like shocking for me. Like I was just like, bro, I can't believe I'm going through this right now. So after that happened, at the last conversation I had where I said, you would never know what's going on with me or see me ever again in your life. You won't. And I hung up the phone on her face. And then I blocked her on every single social media, all that stuff. Fast forward, that was in 2014. Fast forward all the way to 2020 or 2019. I fast forward. I end up basically seeing her mom and stuff like that. And she FaceTimed her and I saw her. And guess what happened when I was on the phone with her? She started
What?
crying. She
Oh.
started crying. So the absence, you talking about
Yeah.
6 years. No hey, no nothing for 6-7 years, basically. That time frame. And you look at, and I know she's seen the growth most likely, maybe by hearsay or whatever, because
Yeah.
now we hear where we at. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's a quote that this author wrote. He said, anytime you go through a breakup, you turn her into literature. And I took that and changed it. You turn it into content because these experiences, we people don't read like they used to. This stuff is real.
Yeah.
Like when you go through these breakups, it'll turn you up. But I started thinking about like my last couple relationships. Every time something elevated in my life, every single time I broke up or we broke up, whatever, like I could count what happened. Like, hey, I started a business or I started my podcast. All this stuff stemmed from a breakup
Yeah.
that happened in my life, and I
Yeah.
thank them. I thank
Yeah.
them, and
Every
then it's like, yeah, it's a growth mechanism to it for a man for some reason. I think it gets to the point like you were talking about earlier when you dating people that feel like they don't deserve good. You feel like you the one that did something wrong,
Yep.
and the reason why they did whatever they did. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And even the times where I was faulted in a relationship when I did wrong or whatever, right? Like I had to just turn to Jesus myself. Like I can't, I gotta be everything on a straight and narrow for myself and be a better man because I'm trying to be a certain person for young men, all this other stuff too. So
Yep.
I got to check myself on a lot of stuff. So like it all starts with accountability. But the biggest thing is like since when you cut off the ties of relationship though, you gotta keep it cut off. And I think that's the thing that people kind of like kind of always come back to. Oh man, let me see how they doing. Nah, I can't do nothing to that, bro. Ah, this dead. This dead, bro. Let that be where it's at. If you know it's certified toxic for yourself, just cut it, bro. I mean, I'm just for your own mental health.
Yeah.
For real. It can get bad and you can get so deep because you see people all the time that are severely gone. And you want to know why they severely gone? Because they was connected to a toxic relationship. Toxic relationship with beer, toxic relationship with alcohol, drugs, whatever. All this stuff with toxic relationships. It's a broad subject. And on top of that, add a toxic group of people with you. on top of all this stuff. That's why when you see people that's homeless, they homeless together, or people that's on drugs, they together. It's a toxic
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to break away from stuff like that. So I know you seen it. We seen it together all the time with people that we know. Probably like this is how deep it goes sometimes.
Yeah. And I feel a lot of times all of that comes with you being comfortable in your situations, or you feeling like,
Mm-hmm.
it's all about, in my opinion, it's all about self-worth. It's all
Yeah,
about how you feel about yourself. It's all about if you love yourself, and it's all about if you've hurt yourself enough. Like if you haven't hurt yourself enough, if you hadn't put yourself in a situation that made you fall on your ass hard enough, you're gonna keep experiencing it. So a lot of
yeah,
people just become comfortable in the things that they're in.
yeah.
It's just something new, and we are afraid to become uncomfortable. We're afraid to we are afraid to try different things. We're afraid of what some people are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the point where I'm not afraid of what people might say,
Yeah,
or how people might respond, when really it's all you. Everything starts with you. You have to
mm-hmm.
heal. You have
You
to
do.
heal. And a healed person will not tolerate anything toxic. Period.
Yeah,
You are a
yeah,
healed person. You will not, no one will be able to manipulate you. I was so
yeah.
easily manipulated when when I needed to heal. I was so easily manipulated. It was sad because I have a good heart,
Mm-hmm.
and I never wanted to hurt anyone else, but
Yeah.
in return, I was hurting myself. So once I decided to like literally heal, focus on myself, once I started doing research on traumas, trauma bonding, trying to realize like why am I constantly dealing with the
Man.
same person? Why am I constantly dealing with the
Mm-hmm.
same? Okay, one, I know God is sending me this person, but why? It's a lesson in here. And I realized that I was trauma bonding, and that's really bad in a sense, but it could be good as well. Because I do have positive relationships that comes from people that I trauma bond with, but we have used our relationship to grow, to get past those traumas. Me and anybody that was in a toxic relationship with that I was trauma bonding with, we would soak in those. We wouldn't communicate, we would argue. And when we argue,
Ah, yeah,
arguing to get our point across because we both had some type of issue where all we wanted to do was to be heard.
yeah.
And it was hard for us to hear each other.
And that's the
So
hardest part of it all.
it's the hardest part. You have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, you deserve better. You deserve better. So once I was at my lowest, when I was at my lowest, I literally isolated myself. I changed my number. I gave 5 people my phone number. I deleted Facebook. When I say deleted, I deleted my old Facebook page. Not deactivated so I could come back 2 weeks later to check if people were missing me.
Man.
I didn't give a rat's ass if anybody missed me, was worried about what I was doing because the people who checked on me constantly, that I talked to constantly, they had my number. I deleted my Facebook. I literally sat down, and that was when my relationship with God started to grow.
Mm.
He called for me. Like when God wants you to be in a relationship with him, he's gonna come to you. And he literally came to me and was like, "My child, it is time for you to follow me. You don't need to
Mm-hmm.
worry about any relationship right now, but the relationship you have with me." And literally after that,
Mm.
the abundance came, the confidence came, because I started to realize like you don't have to have me. God got me. You
Mm-hmm.
don't
Is that?
need,
Hey,
need
he
the
behind me right now.
here, like real.
Yeah.
I don't need the validation. Like
Right.
for my 30th birthday, I still had my Facebook up, but I wasn't around the time I wasn't really posting. So this was before I
Mm-hmm.
hit my rock's bottom. Well, no, this was after. This was after. That was when I was starting to phase out. Really
Mm-hmm.
starting to phase out into isolation. I didn't even post for my birthday. And you know how usually everybody posted their birthday and they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, year around
Your
the sun." I'm so
picture. Your
grateful
picture.
for
My
the
birthday.
and the things that came with me because they really want people to acknowledge them. They really want them likes, them hearts, them shares, them people telling them happy birthdays. They want their validation.
Yeah.
That's toxic. That's a toxic love with yourself, seeking validation from people who really
Yep.
don't even talk to you. But
It's deep.
when you have accomplishment, when you get married, when you graduate, when you have a baby,
Mm-hmm.
that's toxic. So I didn't even post. I posted a story and I think it said cheers to 30. 24-hour post, nothing. They don't know. I didn't like I responded to people who posted on my wall, of course, but I didn't go out. I didn't go buy outfits. I wore what was in my closet already. Like I didn't do anything for validation.
That's
Like I
deep.
really got to the point where I loved myself so much. I was there for the vibe. Of course, I was grateful. I wrote my letter to God saying how grateful I was. 30 is about to be um, completely different, and
Mm-hmm.
it has been completely different. But that was all after cutting all these toxic people off. Just for me to turn around, and I ain't gonna lie about this, and get into another toxic relationship at the beginning of the year, which, well, actually, it was going on before the beginning of the year. And that really was the relationship where I was like, yeah, you backtracked. Time to get your shit together.
You
Moving
went the
forward.
reverse
I
Uno card?
did. I did. I
Not the
did.
reverse Uno card.
Everything, everything was coming at me. Like all of my blessings and stuff was coming at me so fast, and I still had a little void in me. It was still a void where I was like, I want to share this with
Mm,
someone. I want to be with someone. And I had wrote a whole note on my phone. It was a note. It was like my man is type it's entitled My Man, My Man, My Man. And it's a list of characteristics. And I got, Lord, if this man is for me, he will have all of these characteristics to the point where I was talking to guys that had those characteristics and one would be missing or two would be missing. Two of those characteristics would be missing. I was like, good enough. And got into a relationship with one and it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. It was good when it started. It was bad once it got deep. And I'm really proud of myself for the growth because I cut it off. Cut it off. I cut it
That's the
off.
big part.
I didn't put egg on. I didn't let it get to the point where it was causing me to rethink how I felt about myself. I
Mm-hmm.
cut it off and it hadn't looked back since. So it's all about self. It's all about self. It starts with self.
It
Loving
do.
yourself, speaking
It
highly
definitely
of
do.
yourself, popping your shit, and not giving a fuck about what a person had to say. I used to be afraid to talk my shit. I used to be
Exactly.
afraid. I used to be afraid. I used to be afraid to be like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. Because people would be like, oh, she thinks she hot shit and is. Like, um, I am blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed and I have a lot of
Yeah.
things to give. So it all starts with self. Once you tell yourself that you deserve better than what you've received in the past, and you're worthy of love, and you're worthy of somebody who understands you, and you're worthy of somebody who enjoys the same music as you. You deserve somebody who likes the
Like
same
what?
food. You deserve somebody who wants to
Yeah,
watch the
mine.
same TV shows. You deserve somebody who will talk to you at 3 o'clock in the morning or get up if you're in a crisis. You deserve the minute things along with the major things. Once you tell yourself that you deserve it and you don't settle, you've reached the point where
Mm-hmm.
you love yourself more than the void. And everybody is afraid of the void. Once you overcome that
Man.
void, toxic won't see you. Period. Like I
Yeah.
won't see you at all.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. The void piece is what gets everybody in trouble, man. That void piece is That's the piece right there. Because you work so hard to get to where you at, to where you get to a point where you're like, oh man, I'm here, and dang, I'm missing something. Okay, I don't for me for a single man with no kid. Okay, I don't have a kid. I don't have a wife, or I don't even have a girlfriend. Right? So you look at that and you're like, well, what is that entail for me now? What am I going to do now to make sure that I'm in place for it to be a healthy person or a healthy relationship? What am I doing now to do that? And serving my purpose is what has been the biggest piece, because at first when that void first hit, the breakup first hit, like man, let me go out somewhere, let me do this, I gotta go
Yep.
out. Like
Let me show
cool,
my
but at the same
ass.
time,
Oh,
you coming home, but you come home by yourself. You come home by yourself, going back to sleep in the bed by yourself. All right. So
yeah.
their reality kick in eventually, like, hey, bro, like, what type of life you really want to have for real, for real? Talking with God on a serious note, like this, like, God, what do you want from me? Because I'm doing all I can, and I need your guidance. I need like real guidance on what to do, and then He'll
Not no
make a way to
parables.
move everything out the way.
Not no parables,
Huh?
Lord. Not no parables,
Exactly.
please.
Like,
'Cause
give me a
I
clear
love
sign.
you.
Like I tell God, give me a clear sign that this person not for me. A clear one, and I'm gonna get my clear signs, right? So, and it was like now it's like, hey, you do your content, do your content. Like you got everything you need for it. Just do it. Like do what you gotta do, and everything else, don't worry about it, man. Like just do what you can, and I got the rest. Like, and that's
Mm-hmm.
really what I've been doing and what I've been on lately. And I think that, like you said, even like we talked about, like it helps your self esteem greatly, man. When you know that you're a person that don't tolerate none of the negativity and stuff, and move on from it, or know how to counteract your positivity, we go from there. Like I said, I think I posted like last week, like, hey, somebody called me fat. When the last time you ran 7 miles? Something like that. Just counteracting with positivity
Like,
is the biggest thing.
dodge that bullshit. You don't tolerate, and you can't honestly say that you can't honestly say that you're a healed person or you're
Mhm.
mature or you stand 10 toes down in yourself if you let ignorant shit bother you. Like you aren't that.
Yep.
You aren't him. You're not
Hmm.
her. You are
Hmm.
you're not that. You're not there yet. You can get there, but you're not there yet. And it just goes
Yeah.
into self-reflecting, accountability in the roles that you played in the situations that happen. Because toxic relations,
Yep.
like I said, it starts with self. You have to be accountable. I don't let all that stuff happen that happened to me because
Yep.
when I felt like I didn't deserve a love that wasn't toxic. That's all I knew. That's all I've been knowing since I was a child. That's all I've been
Yep.
knowing. So once it came into my face, I was like, hold on, wait, I don't want it. I want it. I need it. But this ain't clicking. It's not clicking, Steven. I don't know what's going on here. So yeah, you have to talk to yourself. And it's plenty of ways to do that. You first of all, you have to accept your accountability. You have to accept your part. You have to ask yourself,
Mhm.
how does this help me? Have you learned from it? Did you, like you said, you bossed up every time a relationship went sour? I have too. There's nobody that I've dated in the past that I had a toxic relationship with cannot say that they're proud of me for where I am now.
That's
So even
facts.
though
That's facts. They can't
they,
say they can't. It's true. They can't say that.
they
They
cannot
can't say
say
it at
like,
all.
oh, I see you, or
Yeah.
you're glowing, or oh, you look good. Like there's nobody that can't say that. It's a lesson that comes in all of this. It's not
Yeah.
a loss unless you don't do anything with it. Nothing is ever a loss unless you just don't do anything with it, unless you
Mhm.
constantly attract these people. I was taking loss after loss after loss after loss until I fell on my ass hard enough to be like, this cannot be life. I know I have a good heart. I know I'm a good person. I know for the most part back then, I was real and honest. I was real about everything, but I wasn't real to myself. I was not real to myself. To you, I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth. I'll do right by you. I will accept your bullshit. But I wasn't real enough with myself to be like, girl, come on now, look at you. Look at what you're doing. Look at your work ethic. Look at your mindset. Look at how you take care of people. Look at how you talk to people. Look at how you support everybody. Look at what you do. You deserve better. I was not real with myself. So
yeah, especially like community piece too. Like you look at all of that too. That's another piece.
And then,
How you serving others and all of that.
Then you have social media that glorifies toxicity. You have people like, oh,
hey, we on social media right now.
if he ain't,
we on like 3 platforms right now. we try to deprogram this thing.
Y'all are the problem. So they have us saying, oh,
man.
but he ain't.
The 10 people that's listening right now, man, y'all not toxic, man. Y'all trying to better yourselves.
What's the phrase? If he ain't knocking your head in the dryer, your pussy ain't good or some shit like you dumb shit. It's dumb shit. You be like, pussy is me.
You saw the one where they said if you don't got no kids, nobody ever wanted to be with you the rest of their life or whatever. I was like that's a wild accusation.
If you 30 with no kids, your time is up. It's you at this point. Like, what? My baby daddy's toxic. I hate them.
I said, this is wild behavior. I said, why? Why me? y'all try to make folk depressed. I like, honestly, when you be real though, being 30 with no kids, bro, like, and being financially set, that is a win. Like, for real. Because that way, if you do have kids, you'll be able to provide for them. I think that right now, now we just hit a record. We got 17 people online. Hey, shout out to the 17. Shout out to 17 people, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. But yeah, like y'all, I think at the point now, if you're 30 with no kids, man, and you serving your purpose and got your finances and all that stuff, man, you really winning, honestly, because you putting yourself in position for when you do have kids, you be prepared for it. Don't take it as a bad thing, man. I know somebody that had their first kid at 41. I mean, they did. I mean, it happens.
Maybe it's not meant for you to have kids. Everybody's not meant to have kids. That is toxic because people are projecting society norms onto you. Society norms is what got us messed up now. Like society norms, you know who want us to have kids for real? The fucking government. So we can pay for old people's Social Security. They are afraid that Social Security
child tax credit.
So they're telling us that you don't understand. That's why they're banning abortion. Why they're doing so we can constantly feed old people when they get old and get their Social Security check. The money that you and I are making right now are 65 years old, and that is about to run out in like 5 years.
See, now you going there. See, you go. Hey, you going there. You going there. I see you going. It's true though.
It's the truth.
People don't want to hear that on social media, man. I think talking about them topics, especially finances, is a toxic relationship too. Let's be real. It's another form of it.
But yeah, because a lot of people like this hustle culture. If hustling, if it's in you, it's in you. But a lot of people, if it's not in you, it's not in you. But they try to. I don't even forgot what I was about to say. My goodness, like what were we talking? Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now. Yep.
Okay. I was talking to say about hustle culture. Oh yeah, finance. A lot of people grew up broke, and they feel like they have to work themselves to death. That they don't even get a chance to enjoy their money because they are so afraid of being put back into the poverty situation that they when they were younger. So if it's not in you for real, get a 9 to 5. Learn some financial literacy. Go to classes. If it's not, do not yourself. Do not overwork killing you. You need self care. You need to sit down. You need to think, and you need to strategize. Getting up and like, oh, I gotta get to the money. I gotta get to the bed. Gotta get to the bed, and you're not having no break. You're not spending time with your family, your friends. That's toxic because you came from a place that you're so afraid. That's that joy that we're so afraid of. You're so afraid to
Mhm.
get back to that situation that you're literally working yourself to death, and you won't even have time to experience anything, to smell the flowers. Like, we only get one life, as far as we know, and hustle culture will kill us if it's not in you. If you can't time to get that money, go to 5. Go get a 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. 2020 got our look. Everybody wanted to become an entrepreneur, which me, I'm a serious entrepreneur, and it's part of my 80.
Hold on. Hold on. It's doing technical difficulties. Hold on 1 second. Are you back? Can you hear me? Soon as you can you hear me? Soon as you start talking real, they want to act up.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Soon as you start talking real, they start acting up.
Yeah, like, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I have my hands in a lot of things. But as soon as I get to the point where I land mentally and by the wayside, like a bird, and I'm not afraid of missing the money because my health comes first. You will literally die trying to keep up with hustle culture and all of this. Like, you will literally die working a 9 to 5 too, especially if you let them abuse you and you don't know how to say no. You don't know how to
There's
turn
no,
them
yeah,
down.
there's
Like,
no.
oh, can you work?
Hmm.
Can you work an extra? No, I cannot. Work-life balance. So it if it's not for you, don't let people bully you. Don't let these people
Hmm.
who pretend like they're own because they're like because they're self-made bosses. Don't let them bully you with your time and your money.
Yeah. It's it's
Toxicity.
like that now. It's getting back. Hold on, it's coming back up. But you're right though, because it's an overload culture that we live in now, and people are braggadocious of like doing these, 80-hour work weeks and stuff like that. Like that's where we at now. And it's sad because
Insane.
like it's insane, definitely. But like I said, now in the economy, like you talked about, the economy messed up to the point to where if you have one single stream of income right now, you behind already. Like that's the sad part. Like one
Yep.
income, especially even if you do make 6 figures or whatever it may be, and you let's say you have kids, there's still you still have to find another way to get some income to make sure you're able to live life with your
Mm-hmm.
kids. You want to take them to Six Flags once a year or something like that, right? Like all those type of things. And the economy, they came out with a stat like last week or something talking about like people working 2 jobs has increased like 30% or something like that. So as more people working harder, spending less time with their family for try to get a financial gain or financial basically be even. And that's another piece. Like that's why I say it becomes toxic because like when you go to people don't want to ever say this, man, but your financial status does depend on how you're gonna treat people. There's just I do believe that I've seen people that it's people that now it depends on the person, of course, because it's people that make a lot of money that are very, very generous, people that don't make money that are generous too. But at the same time, it's people out here that have been doing a certain thing for a long period of time where they know like, hey, this is the way to go with this. And they may throw gems at you or give you some type of like advice or something like that instead of giving you some monetary. But for like the South, like imagine if she be back, she be right back, y'all. But imagine if like in the world we have more people that were willing to give, right, to give like just good advice or even just giving little nuggets in life, life would be a little bit more better. You know, we just a lot of people that are selfish and don't have really good intentions. You know, so that's why we end up being in these toxic situations like we are as a world and stuff. Yeah, you're right about that, Fox Rose, man. You're getting taken advantage of, ain't it? Companies and people will wrong you out like you out like a Gentile. Yeah, they will. I experienced that, man. Like I've seen it to where like when I work for this grocery store, I'm not gonna say their name because I don't want to be bashing no company on here on my platform. But I worked for a grocery store local here, and they definitely were welcome back. They definitely were being very, very aggressive on not having a work life balance. Like I would go up there, hey, I'm working. I would just work Saturday, and I'm working Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, off Friday and Saturday. Then I go back. Like I basically had work like 8 or 9 days straight, basically. And I was like, hey man, like this is not a good work life balance. I told them that they was like, hey, well, actually I said this is not what I'm used to. That's what I said. And what you used to then? I was like, well, I'm used to being. First of all, I used to be in the military. Second off, I'm used to like being in a situation where it's some organization. This is disorganization. This is ridiculous. And they were looking at me like I was crazy. And I was like, I'm for real though. I'm like, man, you're not gonna sit up here and just tell me I'm gonna work all these hours, stuff like that. Like when the snow hit, these folk picking us up from the house. Like this, I live do that. These folk picking us up from the house to go to work. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro, it was real life.
20s.
Yeah,
And
huh?
that we did not. I know any better. I was young. I just want money. I have a lifestyle. I want to live. That was a
Mm-hmm.
that was a toxic trait that I had with myself. The need to be validated. So I always had to have my hair done, a different hairstyle. I always had to go be able to buy a new outfit every time I went out. I always needed this and this, that, and the other. So I love the money. And I literally got sick because I was working so much, physically ill because I was working so much. It was toxic. The people there was toxic. They didn't really give a rat's ass about you. They just wanted to be able to pass inspections. They just wanted to be in
Mm-hmm.
regs. They just wanted to be this, that, and the other. I was full blown pregnant, belly
Yeah.
huge, working in a restaurant in the airport by myself. I was making the drinks. I was waiting all the tables. I had to close off a section so people wouldn't sit in that section. My manager literally came down, did not say anything to me, opened the section, and walked off.
Yeah.
I'm big, round, wobbling, taking care, and you do this to me because of a few extra dollars. And it was that job that made me realize that companies did not care about you and that it's better that I work towards working for myself because and
Mm-hmm.
it motivated me so that when my business scale and when I start having employees, it helps me realize like, oh, they need mental health days. They need good quality health insurance. They need all the insurance. They need all the insurance. They need maternity leave, paternity leave for men who just had kids who want to take off and be with their kids. I need all these things because I just want to give the people who work under me the best quality of life good pay and all the things, so they don't have to worry about that. But in America's economy, yeah, it's ghetto. It's ghetto. If you are not doing anything extra, it's a risk. But if you are not doing anything extra, you are not less than. Don't let people bully you into thinking you have to do this. If you manage your money well, if you are financial literate, you handle your money well, you are saving and doing this. I know it's hard to do that. It's hard. But if you are doing it, you are okay. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you are still okay. Do not let people bully you into running yourself in the ground. America is doing enough. It's not you. It's America. There's no reason why it's 2024 and the minimum wage in most states is still $7.25. That has nothing to do with us. That is out of our control. Really not, but it is in a sense because a lot of people don't really know our rights as people, and that's it just means you need some research. But
you attacking all of that for real. Like you going in.
It's not
because this like I said, this literally got so many layers to it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it gets deep. We're Americans, and I don't want to like disrespect you, but I'm ex-military too, so I really could care less. I hated being in the military. It just was not for me. Once I realized how much this country did not like me as a Black woman, I could give any rat's ass of how bad I talk about this country because it's trash for real. It's really trash. This country is really trash. Man.
Hey, one day, I ain't gonna lie, one day I will be like super transparent about my situation with the military. I will be one day. But it's so draining. It's so draining going into this subject. It's ridiculous. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Look, I didn't get this honorable discharge and whatever, but they did tell me don't sign back up.
Don't sign back up.
And I was like, don't.
Hey, you went for the gusto. Hey, he said, don't sign back up. Oh, don't sign back up for real.
We telling you, after all this you done pulled, but you could.
Hey, bro, hey, man, I'll tap into it a little bit, bro. We got to a little bit. We got to go there a little bit, bro. It's a little bit 5-minute segment about that because military, dog, it is a lot that goes on in their time period, anybody's time period, a lot going on. And you see so much, bro.
I feel like, for real. And I was just in the guard. I wasn't even like active. I was just in the guard. I feel honestly, being a person serving this country is insane. But it is what it is. I did it straight out of high school because I wanted to travel and I wanted them to pay for my college. I didn't go to college until I got good and grown. So, but the toxic, don't let people bully you into thinking that you have to do more than what's comfortable for you and what you can sustain. Like it's hard. This economy is insane. I keep on moving to Africa every day, but
man, what do they do? Every time she talk real, they do that. Man, she about to go in. Man, now I gotta take over. But I don't know why I keep doing it. But thank y'all for staying, man. But basically, like she was talking about, like this, whatever is for you, like continue to do that. Like whatever works for you that keeps you the most level-headed, the most balanced, keep doing that. Like don't worry about pushing yourself and all of that. Yeah, man, they keep playing with her. I don't like that. They keep doing it. It be abrupt too. Like I don't know what they're doing. So, but yeah, like make sure you all are doing the things that's within reason that you can do. There's nothing wrong with pushing yourself. I'm not saying don't push yourself, but push yourself in a good direction that's still healthy for you. Don't be off the wazoo, off the scale, trying to do all this other stuff because you'll get to the point of where you get into burnout. And I made a video about that recently. That will lead to that when you overdo it. When you overdo yourself and do everything when you think you can do all this stuff, and then your body negates it. Like she said, her body, she got sick because she working so much. Like this, literally what happens. Like your body would let you know, like, yeah, I can't continue this, or I can't do this. Like I'm not doing it. And once you get that reminder, you gotta learn to slow down and reset, recalibrate, rest and relaxation, and come back to it. Because the social media world keeps preaching this, hey man, you sleep, somebody else up making money, blah blah blah. Man, don't worry about that person up making money at 2 o'clock in the
Whoa,
morning.
be
Get your rest.
quiet. Why you
What?
worried about what the hell I got going on? What bill you paying
Man,
over here?
huh?
Nothing. I'm saying they worried about the wrong thing. And I think a lot of that is just ego. It's just all
Yeah.
ego. Because why are you worried about what the next person got going on and you're not helping them? You're not helping. I see if I was in your house taking up space on my ass, not doing anything. You don't know
Yeah.
me. You don't know nothing about me. And here you are judging me because I want to sleep in because I'm not trying to be ran down and burnt out like you. We both can
Yep.
judge at this point.
Exactly.
We both can judge.
Yep.
That I could never. I could never. I know a lot of like I know somebody who works like all the time. Like I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. And I'd be like, I love that for you, but I like to sleep.
And
I
there's
like
so
to
much
sleep.
shade in that quote. I love
You,
that for
you
you.
think I
There's so
got
much
this
shade.
glow? You think I got this glow by getting 2 hours of sleep? No. No, I got this glow from sleeping 6 to 8 hours and sometimes 10 when I have the time. Okay?
Yeah.
You think my hair is long and luscious and glossy because I'm running off of an hour and some change of sleep? No. I was like, oh, I can't sleep. I can't sleep, bro. You fighting demons. That has nothing to do with your hustle. You are fighting.
That's deep. Don't cut her off, you two. Let us think. Let us think. What you say? Say that one more time.
You are
Say it one
fighting
more time.
demons. You are
Thank
fighting
you.
demons. That has nothing to do with your hustle. That has nothing to do with you trying to get the money. You are fighting demons. You need to sit down with yourself.
Let's
You
go.
need to meditate. You need to meditate. You need to breathe in, breathe out. You need to release. You need to go to sleep. You need to go to sleep. It
Hey,
has nothing to do with your hustle, and you're not about to bully me into thinking that I'm not doing anything, baby. Because my resume is long, my checklist is long, my knowledge is long. I know a whole lot, and I
man.
know a lot to know that I'm not about to stress myself out because stress in America is the number one cause of death after
Yes, it
heart
is.
disease, after
Thank you.
diabetes, stress,
Out the
and stress.
sugar, all that. Stress gets you out of here.
Yeah, high
Stress
cortisol.
would.
Your high cortisol levels will kill you.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have it. I have kids to live for. I have a life that I want to
Yep.
live. I haven't seen it yet. I'm young. What it look like me?
Exactly.
What it look like me dying early because of stress, because of a heart attack, because of a stroke? Because money is important, but money is also energy.
Mm-hmm.
Say it's coming to you, it's coming to you. You sit down and be strategic. A lot of people think planning is a waste of time. No, planning will get you to A and B faster.
Yeah.
Planning will get you to the money faster than waking up and just winging it. Sitting
Yeah.
down, and I have an event that's coming up. This is not a shameless plug. I'm not just throwing this in here because it's people watching. But I legit have an event coming up September 1st, not on one day, yeah. And I have been so strategic about this event because this is my passion. This is what I want to do. I want to get like-minded individuals together to network and uplift each other and show that Memphis is more than the top 10 worst this or the top 10 least attractive this or the top whatever it is, and show that we got people that's genuine that can actually move and make a difference. I'm so strategic. This has been in my head. This whole event has been in my head for years. And God told me,
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, You do this year. I'm gonna get this idea to somebody else. And I was like, all right. And I've been so strategic instead of just, okay, I'm gonna do this and not plan it. Like I've been promoting for 2 months. It's September 1st. I started last month. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's the first month,
June.
first of last. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
being strategic, and I know it's gonna be a hit. Like I'm not even stressing about it. I know it's gonna
It
be a
definitely
hit
will.
because I'm being strategic about it.
Yep.
Waking up and just being like, I get some money, I gotta do. No. Figure out what you like. Figure out what you like that's gonna bring you money so you don't feel overwhelmed, you don't get sick of it. And just do it and pray about it. Pray to God, pray to whoever you believe in to get
Mm-hmm.
you there. Don't let
Gotcha.
these folks stunt in because I've known people to stunt like they had a lot going on and they didn't really have nothing going on, but they wanted it to look because I don't know, you got to fake it till you make it. I guess I don't know what their reasoning was behind it, but it's not beneficial for the culture. It's not beneficial for anybody. It's not even beneficial for yourself unless you had that faith and you put in the proper works.
Yeah. Ain't right. I got a question for you. You ready?
Your rights as an American. Know your rights. I
That's
ain't gonna
fact.
say that because every time I talk about something, I get to go down.
See, exactly. See, doing it again. Bro, this is ridiculous. Man, I'm about to go over here and talk to these folks. I'm about to go talk to these people over YouTube real quick because this is about to be ridiculous. Um, man, it's about to do it again. All right, so until she come back, y'all, we're gonna talk about boundaries that you got to see. Oh, there you go. You back?
I hope so.
Baby, I had a question for you. What are some boundaries that you set for your toxic relationships that's helped you? Like some suggestions you advise people that are in toxic relationships right now with family and friends, etc.
Cut them off. Cut them off.
What if it's they family though? Like what if it's they dad or whatever?
Cut them off. Cut them off. Cut them off. It doesn't matter who it is. Cut them off. Do not put up with anything from anybody because of history. Please, that is the
Ooh,
worst
wait.
thing you can do because them are the people that's gonna take advantage of you the most. The ones that you keep alone because of history, the ones who do not talk, like who don't communicate with you, the ones who messed over you in the past and did not apologize, the ones who did not acknowledge your feelings, cut them off. It can be your mother, your brother, your grandmother. It don't matter who it is, cut them off. Cut them off. That's the big like my for me, I don't do people who try to my what is one of my boundaries. I just don't do
Manipulate.
people who don't listen to me. I is
I think he's doing it again.
seem like it seems like I'm doing too much. You have only one time to do that with me now. If I come to you and I say, "Oh, I don't like how you did this," it may feel some type of way, and you deflect or make it seem like it's not a big deal, that's a boundary breaker for me. I'm not putting up with it.
Dang.
I'm done. I don't.
Boy. That's getting into it there.
Um,
They're
but cut
getting
cut them
into it.
off. Cut them off. Your
I,
peace. Your peace is more important than anybody else. Like
I agree to that. I agree to that piece. I agree to cutting them off. I do think like some people don't know how to do that. Like we telling them to cut them off, but they don't know how to do it. Like I say blockity block block. Just block, you know what I'm
Just
saying? Block whoever,
block,
you know,
change like
um,
block them
block them on
until
Facebook, block them on YouTube, block them on anywhere they can see you. Like I told y'all in the beginning, like when I told my ex I ain't gonna never see me again, I blocked on everything I could, and I had to make sure that she never saw me again, and she didn't. I think the only time she saw me probably was like anything public did happen, like as far as me winning the award San Antonio, but that was it. But the reason why I say this is because us as being people that are good people especially try to figure out a way to like forgive them and then come back. It ain't about forgiving. You can forgive them, but you can't like revert back to how you were because at that point they're gonna continuously do it, or they're gonna do something even worse. Like you just oh well, they let this slide this time. Well, a bit. I'm gonna go on the other side. Then I'm gonna do this time. You know, and stuff like that.
I always forgive. Me as I'm a follower of Christ, so
Mhm.
I want to get into heaven when I pass, and one of the ultimate sins is not forgiving. God tells you have to forgive people because I forgive you on a daily. You sin on the daily, you come and repent, I forgive you. I don't even remember what it was that you did. I bought paper with your sin up, I throw it in the ocean, I burn it, I swallow it. I don't know. So just forgive people, but understand you cannot ever go back to the disrespect. You can forgive somebody, but you can love them from a distance. Love
Mhm.
people from a distance, especially if it's disturbing your peace.
Yeah,
Of course, talk about it
exactly.
first. Be vocal. Be vocal.
Yeah.
Use your communicate, understand really a language there. Anything on you because that what people love to project things on you. Do not let people project
Mhm.
anything on you that is not serving you. But it all starts with knowing yourself. Like that's the biggest thing. You have to know yourself. You have to know what trigger. You have to know what triggers you. If you don't know what triggers, just see what people say and see how it makes you feel, and what people do and see how it makes you feel. If
Yeah,
it makes you feel
or
away,
find a
leave it.
therapist or a coach. Find a life coach.
Yes,
I'm right here. You
absolutely.
know, find,
Everybody needs a therapy. I don't
yeah,
care.
everybody
I
need
go to
therapist, man,
therapy.
or a life coach. You need both of them, really. Like I got two
Really,
therapists.
honestly, honestly, and
Mhm.
you need to be
Yeah,
surrounded by people who are on that same level with you. You need to be with people who also um accept accountability for what they put up with and don't always try to play the blame game when it comes down to
victim
oh well
mentality. Victim
the
mentality,
victim mentality. Thank you. That's what it was. I
boy.
couldn't get it out. The victim
This heavy here.
mentality
This heavy in Memphis, bro. This heavy in Memphis, bro. That's a
is
big deal here.
easy to have. It's easy to have a victim mentality, but you earn more respect when
They the
you're
reason why I'm in this situation I'm in now. It's them, not me.
but
A
what
lack
did
of
you do
accountability. I done heard it so many
what did
times, bro. Ridiculous. I should be like, bro, y'all goofy. I'm sorry. I mean, 35,
so
35 to 30, 35 to 40, you doing it, bro. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I
yeah,
just can't make no excuse for it. I'm just saying, like, you got to have a point in your life where you want to change and be better. And you also want to have, like I said, a healthy, happy life. People don't want that. Like I said earlier,
yeah,
people don't want peace. They like to say that, yes, I want to have my soft era. I want to be this, but they don't like it. Oh, man, peace like boring. I want somebody to shoot at me.
it's too boring, but baby, I'm bored, honey. I'm bored. It's certain lifestyles, it's certain things that I used to do that I can't do no more. And that's why I'm so grateful for the people that I have because they're boring as well. Like nobody that I'm cool with for real is gonna invite me to the club. Unless it's like their birthday and they know I'm gonna show up because I love birthdays. But on a regular Saturday night, nobody's gonna call me up and be like, "Hey, you want to go to the club at 1 o'clock in the morning?" Girl, I'm probably asleep. First of all, I'm not gonna answer the phone because I'm probably asleep. And
Yeah.
why can't we stay at the house and sip wine and binge watch a show? Why can't we just color together? Why can't we go to a museum that's quiet? I'm boring, but I know what I like. And I'm at the age now where I'm just gonna be like, no, I'm good. When I was
Yeah.
younger, if I didn't want to do something, I did it anyway because for the sake of the friendship, because I didn't want to lose the friendship, because that, and
Yeah.
the other, but we weren't clicking. And it's okay. It's okay to let people go. It's okay to let situations go. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. The world is not going to end today. The sun is not going to
And
fall
then go
from
to
the
club.
sky.
I want to turn up with Moose and them. I want to be with school.
No, no, I
I
don't
mean,
even
that's what
know.
we get.
So it's all of this is about just finding yourself, being real with
Yeah.
yourself, and everything else is gonna come. Like, and
Yep.
then when it comes down to your faith, no matter what you believe in it, stand 10 toes down in it, and you're gonna find
Mhm.
yourself in it, and it's gonna help you
Yep.
move throughout life the way that you're supposed to. I
You
get
right.
everything that I get right now until I started putting God first, until I started putting myself first. And it was so hard because once I finally started to heal from the relationship, I gotta focus on me. I gotta focus on me. Start following
Hmm.
God, and it's like, oh, put God first. Now it's like this hard. I just started putting myself first. Now I gotta put somebody else first again. But you gotta do the work. All of this gonna come to you, and you gotta get over this being seen thing. I feel like it's a void, like that's a void that you're trying to feel. Like you don't want to be
Hmm.
out the mix. You're afraid to be out the mix. That's some type of void that you're running away from. It's okay. It's okay to be alone with your thoughts. I know they can be traumatizing. They can be scary. It can be
Hmm.
scary to be alone in your thoughts. It can be very scary. But it's good to do that because it tells you what you need to do. It shows you how
Yeah.
you can get away from it if you really want to. So,
Yep. Exactly. That's definitely what it does. So right now we're gonna wrap it up. I'm so thankful for you for being so transparent today. Like
oh,
you
no
definitely
problem.
started out season 2 with the most transparent episode, as well as being like truly giving advice, stuff that I would have said, for people to do, and that takes a lot of growth. And I'm glad that you were a guest, and I'm very appreciative of you being a part of this. And we've talked about everything we're gonna talk about today. Everything that we discussed today, man, is basically how to overcome these negative relationships, man, and how to get yourself to where you want to go in life. Because a toxic relationship can strain you and drain you and never entertain
Mhm.
you. So I want you to
Keep
understand
you
that
from being
ain't nothing cute about this
for real.
negative stuff, huh?
I said it can keep you from reaching your higher self for real, for real.
Yep. That too as well. That too as well. So make sure you all definitely, first off, when you are watching this, make sure you go to the event. It's our hustlers and what else? What's the name of it?
Oh yeah. Okay, so now it's a shameless plug. All right. Hustlers and Friends is a social networking event. It's a bingo event, a musical bingo. Memphis, we repping Memphis is 901. So it's rep your city, rep your brand. We're gonna have a great time. Okay, it's gonna be a lot of networking, great prizes. I got a billboard placement, a digital billboard placement as a raffle prize, branding packages for your business, yard signs, anything that's brand and marketing for your business, you have a chance to win them for free. And it's really gonna be we're gonna be ratchet sophisticated. It's gonna be Memphis all day. Nothing but
Yeah.
Memphis music being played since it's a musical bingo event. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be something we haven't seen before, not your average networking event, and it's lit. I
So where can
will
anybody contact
it,
you at too? Where can people
it
contact you at?
sorry. Okay, I will I guess I can put the link on the stream somewhere. I'll send them to you to post on the stream
Okay.
somewhere.
Okay.
The link to Eventbrite. Get tickets on Eventbrite. It is a free event. Anybody can show up and network. It'll be like it's a social networking event. It's free, but if you want to enter for the chance to win the prizes, bingo cards will be sold. 1 for $5, 2 for $9 on one. And yeah, so I'll share that link with y'all. I would really appreciate it. It's my very first event.
Yeah, I'm copying it
So
right now.
I'm super excited. If
I'm
you
putting in the chat right now, y'all, for
if
y'all
you
to register.
if you
I'm
mess with
putting it.
anything that I was saying, I'm a real motherfucker, and it's up. It's up.
Yeah,
It's,
it's
it's
up
gonna
for
it's gonna
sure.
it's gonna be it's gonna be a great time. So if you are a hustler, an entrepreneur, if you know anybody that's a hustler or entrepreneur, if you want to just network, you can even be an artist. It doesn't really matter. Just come and show your support for local businesses. I will have vendors there. I have a guest speaker. It's up. It's up. So
Make sure
I
y'all go
appreciate
there,
you so
man. I
much.
put the link in the mention as well. So make sure y'all get out to that event if you're in Memphis. Hopefully, it's far out, so it's September 1st. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets to go. People that's out of town that want to come here, be in Memphis for 901, which a lot of people do come out here around that time. Make sure y'all come out because it's a networking event, man. It's definitely important, especially for the culture, because these events are far and few in between. We do not have a lot of events like this. We keep over here, we keep talking about all these Curtis giving events and all this stuff is fine and dandy, but this is one more we need to be focused on. I ain't even gonna lie.
Coming for the next Curtis Givens, I'm gonna be the next Curtis Givens, Cynthia Daniels, but it's gonna be all.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be for the people. Okay, it's gonna be
Yeah,
networking.
thanks. For the people for sure. For the people for sure. But this is a different level though. This is a different level. I ain't even
It's
trying to
gonna be
overhype. I'm
fun.
just being real.
No,
I'm just
no,
being
for real.
real.
It's gonna be a fun event. You're gonna be able to come and let your hair down because at the end of the day, we're
Exactly. We all together doing what we gotta do. Yeah. So thank you so much again for coming and thank you for being a guest on this. We are officially closing out the first episode of season 2. And Kanetra came through with the hitters, man. They did her so wrong. They kept dropping her out the chat. And I don't know why, but it's okay. We still here. We made it through. We hit a record of views today, 17. And that never happened. I'm very excited about this too. Yeah, we got like 17 people on here listening to this. So that's big too. And I appreciate you. I always know collaboration works. Collaboration works for sure
Follow
every
me,
single
add me
time.
on Facebook. Add me on
Yeah.
Facebook. This will be me starting off my lifetime wellness and nutrition and healing. I do all of that as well. That's a different topic. If you want to ever talk about that and invite me back on the program, we can dive into that as well.
You know we're gonna do that for sure.
So I'm doing all that. So this will be the Kickstarter that on my platforms. Becoming True to You on TikTok, Kanetra Lachey on Facebook. So I appreciate it. I had a great time.
Anytime.
And I can't wait to do this again. I will definitely be back if I'm one.
Hey, you definitely come back. We're gonna bring this back for sure. We definitely go into the other stuff, especially about the finance stuff we talked about. So till next time, y'all. Peace out, y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share. We talk about a lot of stuff today. All right, y'all. Peace out. Bye.